Okay, hello everybody and welcome back to my channel. So today I'm going to be doing a video summing up my first year at college, so my AS experience basically. So before I get started, I'm just going to tell you what subjects I do. So I do law, media, psychology and sociology. They're all A-levels, and in this video I'm going to go for each one and I'm just going to say about my general experience with it, not about how I revise or anything, because I'm going to leave that until after results day, just because I don't know how I've done, so I don't know if my way of revising was actually effective. I've got a notebook which I've written down a couple of points that I want to say on, and I'm just going to go for each subject and have a little chat about it and my experience with it. And I think this would be a good video to watch if you are perhaps choosing your A-levels, or you're not sure if you want to do these A-levels when you start or something. The subject I'm going to talk about is psychology. This is one of my favourite A-levels that I do. It's so interesting, and so the reason I chose to do psychology was because it was either in year 10 or 11 I did a thing at the college where we had a little taster of psychology for a few weeks every Monday evening, and it was so interesting. I must admit the A-level isn't quite like that, but it is still super interesting. So psychology is sort of the study of the mind and the brain and stuff, and why we do things. So my teacher for psychology is amazing, which I think must be part of the reason why I love it so much. And the exam board we're on is AQA, and we have this textbook, and it's a really good textbook. So I'll just show you different bits. So social influence, which is how we get influenced to do things, so such as recycling and stuff like that. Then we've got memory, attachment, approaches. Attachment is infant attachments and why you're you are when you grow up because of your attachments when you're younger. Approaches, which is different sort of ways of studying psychology. Psychopathology, which is to do with mental health. And research methods, which is just how research is. And for each topic there are lots of different studies which are really interesting. We go very in depth with them and you have to evaluate them. So for example, for social influence, one of the main studies is Zimbardo, and this is the page in the textbook, and it has all the information on one side and all the evaluation points on the other side, and that is basically what you need to write in the exam for the essay question. So these textbooks are amazing, and just there's not really much more I can say about psychology other than at our college we use booklets to write all of our work in, like that, and it just has all the stuff you need to do in. And yeah, so I'm definitely carrying on with psychology next year, and I'm really excited with the stuff that we do next year. Sounds so interesting, and I'm so happy I picked it. If I could recommend any subject to do if you're not sure, do psychology. Literally lots of my friends do it and everybody loves it except for one person, but I think that was more of a teacher thing rather than a subject thing. So the next subject that I'm going to be talking about is law. Now for me, law was one that I was definitely going to pick, and I did pick it obviously, and I didn't really know what to expect. I knew it would be a lot of work and I knew it could be a bit boring, but I don't really. So we're on AQA, and this is our textbook. I must say the textbook is awful. It's also jumbled up. There's so much writing in it. It's so hard to get anything out of it. And again, we use booklets, which I'll just keep in this folder. We have a lot of booklets because there are a lot of topics. A lot. My teacher is really good. She's lovely, and she makes us work very hard, but it definitely pays off. So one thing I would say is with law, it's a lot of practice and there's a lot of homework, which I sort of expected, but it's a lot. and it's definitely been my most stressful subject. And knowing if you're somebody who maybe doesn't like doing homework or knows you aren't the best at revising, I don't really know if law's for you. Law is a subject that I was considering studying further after college at university or through like an apprenticeship sort of thing. But recently I've been getting a bit bored with it. I just find it a bit like, it's a bit... I'm glad I'm studying it, and I'm probably going to carry it on next year, but it's between that and sociology for me to drop. But at the end of this school year, so in a week before my summer holiday, I actually did, in the first week of my summer holiday, I went to work experience at a solicitor's, which was really interesting and definitely helped me with my enjoyment for law, but I still don't think I would want to do it as a career. It was really interesting though to see how it's like put into practice and see real life situations rather than just situations in a textbook. So I would suggest, if you are doing law, try and get some work experience in it, just so you can see it in a more interesting sort of way. So the next subject is sociology. I did sociology GCSE, and it was my favourite GCSE that I did. I absolutely loved it. And I ended up with a B in GCSE. So I was like, okay, I'm definitely taking it. At A level, and I was so excited to start it. So we're on AQA and we do education, poverty, and education is with methods and context, and then we do poverty, and then we do research methods. Research methods is very boring, partially because I've already done it at GCSE, and also because we do it in psychology as well. Poverty is a really, really interesting topic, but I didn't find it that easy to get my head around, I think, because it's something harder for us as students to relate to, especially someone, I'm quite fortunate, like I'm not in poverty. So it was a topic that was a little hard to get our heads around, and there was a lot like in the textbook. I don't know, it's a thick section, like it goes from page 282 to 334, so it's like, I know it doesn't sound that much when I say it like that, but it was a lot, and when we were teaching it, it went on for a while, but it definitely is a topic that's important to learn about, and I'm really glad I have learnt about it. And we also do education, which I absolutely loved. We did education at GCSE as well, so I already had a bit of a basic knowledge about it from a sociological perspective, and going into more depth with it at A level was definitely really interesting. But I think from somebody who's already studied it at GCSE, most of the people in my class hadn't. So I was like, when I started, I had a very small class. There were 8 of us, and there was me and 2 boys from my secondary school who had also done it at GCSE. So us 3 knew a lot and they didn't, and a lot of people in that class ended up dropping out or just dropping sociology, and it ended up being like 4 of us in the class, and we ended up going into another class, which was a much, much bigger class, because with that class and us, it was very big, which definitely hasn't helped the situation, as well as I didn't like my teacher's style of teaching that much, but she was a really lovely person. So because most of the other students don't know anything about sociology, obviously the teacher has to go over it from basics, but sometimes they didn't, so sometimes it was like hard for the people who hadn't done it before to understand, and sometimes it was hard for me to understand. Well, not hard for me to understand, but very boring and trying, because I'd learned it all before and I literally knew it because I'd revised so much for it at GCSE, and my teacher at GCSE was amazing. So I'm not sure if I'm carrying on with sociology next year. It's between sociology and law, of which of the subjects I might drop, just because it was mainly because of the teaching style and the amount you have to learn for both of them. It is a lot and it's hard to revise for, which I will talk about more when I do my revision videos, if I do them, if I actually pass these AS levels. So that's sociology. I'm not really sure what else I can say. It's such an interesting topic. It's such an interesting subject, and I'm so glad, even if I stop studying it now, that I've had the chance over the last 3 years to learn about it. So my final A level or AS level is media. This was the subject that I almost didn't do. I almost did English instead of this, but I got so done with English after GCSE. I was just like, no, I can't do it at A level. It was taking the joy out of every book I read, and it was just such a struggle. So I decided that I would choose media because I was interested in the media, and also because it is sort of like English, but rather than analysing books, you're analysing media products. So it was something like English where I could put my English skills to use and write, but I wasn't analysing books. And I have loved media this year. It is such a good subject. It does get a bit boring when you're just analysing texts, but I think I have got a lot from it. And I still find it really interesting, every single text, to look into it more and stuff. So for example, one of the texts we do is the Mirror edition of Trump, and looking into it and seeing why the newspaper have chosen to use those things and everything like that it's really interesting. And we also, I'm not going to say everything we do because we do quite a lot. We do Zoella, the Trump Mirror, we do a magazine, it was an old magazine, and we do Straight Out of Compton, a TV programme. So things like that is what you study, and then you have to write about them in the exam. I'm on Educast, so a bit of a different exam board. And I am now possibly even thinking about doing media in the long run, like at university or as a career or as an apprenticeship, something like that, because it's just so fun. We also had coursework that we had to do. So we had to, oh my god, what do we have to do? Oh yeah, we had to make a DVD cover, a DVD poster, and 2 posters it was on the DVD cover, which was really fun to make. It was on Photoshop, which I hadn't used much before, but I learned really well how to do it, and I really, really enjoyed doing it, except for the stress of it being coursework. I don't know if I still have it on this memory card, but if I do, I'll try and insert it on my next, on a screen in the video, or on the screen or something. I don't know how to put things on screen because you can't do that on Movie Maker, but I'll try and insert it somewhere in the video. And the crazy thing about media, and what has shown me that I love the subject so much, is I enjoyed doing the exam. We had to watch, one of the things in the exam we had to do, we have a text that you've not seen before, 2 texts you haven't seen before, and you have to analyse them and answer the question and analyse them. So one of them was the poster for Wonder Woman, and the other one was Ed Sheeran's Shape of You music video. And I enjoyed looking at them, taking things from them, putting the theories together so much in the exam that I came out, I was like, oh, that was actually really fun. And I've never come out of an exam thinking that was fun to do before. So I know media is a bit of an iffy subject with a lot of people, and I know I have people that I know who are media is a fake subject, which obviously it's not. It's really important, especially now in this modern time. It's such a good subject, and I think if it's something you're interested in, I definitely say you should do it as an A level to see if you're interested in it. You can always drop it if your college lets you do that, but it is so worth it. It is so interesting. So I don't really think there's much more I can say about my A levels. If you do have any questions, you can message me on Twitter or Instagram, which my ads will be at the bio and hopefully on screen if I can work out how to do that, which I'm trying to at the moment. And they were also at the beginning of, or start of the video on my end slate, or I don't know what you call the thing at the beginning, but you know, intro I guess. Or you can comment them down below and I'll try and answer them. Although I'm not sure if this video... So thank you so much for watching this video. I know it's a bit of a different one. I haven't done many school videos, but I am going to be from now because it is something that's a very big part of my life, obviously because I have to go there all the time. And I'm really enjoying revision study YouTubers at the moment, but I'm not going to be becoming one of them. I want to do whatever I want to do. As you'll notice, I don't really have a bracket. I'm like a vlogger, revision, whatever I feel like really, which is what I'm enjoying doing at the moment. So thank you so much for watching, and don't forget to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe if you enjoyed, and I will see you hopefully every Tuesday, Thursday and Sunday with a new video. Bye!